Even serial killers must have their off days. You know, the kind of day where it's 5 p.m. on a Friday and you've still got an elaborate death trap to design and build before the weekend. And while Jigsaw of the Saw movie franchise is famous for such classics of the medium like the reverse bear trap and the pit full of used syringes, he must have been really phoning it in during the Saw 2 video game, in which he forces his victims to walk across balance beams like they're doing the world's deadliest field sobriety test. That's at least a couple of beers. Even worse than the actual mechanics of the awful balance beam minigame, however, is the fact that you can lock yourself out of Saw 2's best ending simply by demonstrating what should be a basic human ability to not fall off things. In the prologue of the game, you play as Campbell, a drug addict trying to survive Jigsaw's trials and learn a valuable lesson about not being a drug addict, I guess.
You flushed your own life down the toilet with your addiction to drugs. The sins of the father pass on to the son, who is also a drug addict.
When you reach the balance beam at the end of the prologue, Jigsaw explains that someone else who you've never met is also participating in the same test above you, and that whichever of you gets to the elevator at the end of the balance beam first will be the only one to survive. So you think better complete this objective in this video game, and you do your very best to wobble your way across the beam before you're killed. After that, the prologue ends and the main game begins, and as for Campbell, well, he barely has time to congratulate himself before this happens.
I can't let him live in a world with people like you in it!
Game over.
Honestly, I don't know why I even bother signing up for Jigsaw's torture mazes anymore. For the bulk of the game, you're then playing as Michael Tapp, the son of the character you play in the first Saw game. What follows is a series of Jigsaw's greatest hits and lesser-known duds, like electrical rewiring puzzles, but it's not until the very end of the game that you're presented with your old nemesis, the balance beam.
Now your life rests in the sacrifice of a stranger. Below you is a man that you have never met. For you to live, he must sacrifice what is left of his life.
That's right, it's the moment you experienced from Campbell's perspective earlier, only this time you're playing as Michael Tapp. And if you, as Campbell, easily negotiated the balance beam way back in the intro sequence, bad luck, you're getting jigsawed. If you lobbed Campbell off the beam in the prologue, on the other hand, you get what passes for a good ending in this grim torture porn slog. One where Michael either leaves and tells the world the truth about Jigsaw, or becomes his new apprentice.
You can take those files that your father collected and publish the truth in a newspaper that will be used to wrap fish the very next day. Or you can help people see the truth within themselves.
Because after going through all of that, who wouldn't want to stick around and make a career out of it? Is the pig mask negotiable? Just thought I'd ask.